Yeah, that's literally what I started playing video games on. So when Atari came out, and we thought we were like big shit. So it's come a long way for me.
What type of games do you play today?
I play a lot of um first person. Well, I do first person shooters, third person shooters, MMORPGs. I do a lot of tower defense. Just
Mm-hmm.
whatever can hold my attention for the for a time. I don't do very many battle royale games. I only play one, and I'm just not into battle royale games. So I pretty much play anything but battle royale games.
Oh, that's lit. What about you, dog?
I'm trying to think, what did I start on? I think it was a PlayStation 1. I remember having like racing games on there and used to play a bunch. I think it was Motorsport.
Hmm.
I forgot what it was called, but it was like this racing game. You could race all kind of cars and stuff.
Oh, that sounds fun. What type of games do you play today?
Mainly anything to do with first person shooters and free to play.
Mm-hmm.
Play a lot of Enlisted and play a lot of Tarkov right now.
Sounds pretty fun. How would y'all? I'll get to mine in just a second. How would y'all say? Is it like a dramatic change or what compared to how when y'all were younger to now with gaming?
Oh, for me, 100%. It's like night and day. But there's actually games that I won't play now. I think I had a conversation with you one. You're like, Doug, you should play Minecraft. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play Minecraft. That is too much like my childhood. I don't want to go back to graphics like that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, or I see people doing RuneScape, and they're and
Mm-hmm.
they're playing classic RuneScape, and those graphics are just trash. I can't look at that game and enjoy it because I just think about where I was and where I got to.
Mm-hmm.
I want the better stuff. It's like you don't want to when you have something good in front of you. Why do you want to go back to some trash? Is what I'm you know. I
Understandable. What
yeah I definitely like the stuff that's going on now.
about you, dog?
Well, the biggest change for me is probably online. Like whenever I first started playing, it was either you had another controller or the other person couldn't play.
Yeah. With me, I got into the gaming very, very late. Like, I would say 17, 18. Well, actually, when I was a kid, I had a PS2 and a Xbox 360 at my mom's house. And with my Xbox 360, I would play Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I'd play that every time and just keep beating the campaign. She didn't have internet, so all I could do was the campaign. And I just kept beating the campaign, just doing that over and over. I played a tiny bit Skyrim, and that's about it for my childhood. And then I started to uh, get more into gaming around, I would say, Black Ops 4 because I was able to get me a game system. And it introduced me to a whole nother variety of gaming with uh, PC gaming and stuff like that. So it has changed a little bit, I guess, in how I was a kid, but I don't know as much as Bubba or Dogwood. So yeah.
Didn't you have a Wii at some point?
Oh yes, I also had a Wii. I had a Wii. I played a lot of Wii bowling. So coming from a Wii, I guess it's something. Yeah. Oh yeah, and had Guitar Hero on the Wii, so that was fun until we broke the drumsticks. But or one of the band games.
I've never, besides my Atari,
Mm-hmm.
I've never really had a console. I bought an Xbox
Mm-hmm.
a long time ago, and I kept it for like a couple of weeks. I bought it when I was in Dallas. I'm like, I'll get an Xbox. I wanted to play what's the name of that game everybody was playing? It was was it Half-Life? No, it wasn't Half-Life. I can't remember the name of the game. Anyway, I was playing that because everybody was buying it. You can only get it on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it away, man. I didn't. I really. After that, people stopped playing that game, and I moved back to Atlanta. I'm like, I really don't need a console. I've been a PC guy, and I didn't see the point of having a PC and a console. I play a lot of the same games.
Understandable. Yeah, I didn't really grow up with games. My grandmother didn't allow me to, or whatever. She saw no point in them. Oh, you got the Wii. That was the thing. When we got the Wii, it was like, oh, look, it's the Wii. But, yeah. Dog, would you like to do the next question?
So I need to break it up into parts, I think.
Okay.
So what do you think about battle passes and loot boxes? You think they're good? You think they're bad?
Bubba, you won't...
You know what? I understand why they're there. I don't like them. I have been guilty of buying a battle pass because it's the only way to kind of get some extra content of a game that's kind of old and been out there for a while. Loot boxes, I'm not into loot boxes. I won't even spend money on loot boxes. But then again, if I was a company and I can get you to, give me money, why not have it in the game? Because look how many games are just free to play, and they make all their money off loot boxes, and they actually made more money by selling loot boxes and little cosmetics than the game. Fortnite was a good example of that. I actually bought the founders pack of Fortnite for $100 when it was the zombie defense game. And I thought it was cool. And they decided, well, they're not really doing well on that. But that's when they switched over.
Mm-hmm.
They did well selling the game, but they became almost $1 billion company by selling loot boxes. Pretty much that's what they do. They sell loot boxes and other things on the side, and that's how they make their money. Because the game is free to play. Now they can bring in big celebrities for special occasions. They can pay Disney for special things for like Star Wars and Avenger that they probably wouldn't be able to do if they didn't, have the fact that you can buy loot boxes and cosmetics and games. So, for me, it's not my thing, but I understand why companies do it.
With me, I'll say I have bought a $30 pack of Fortnite full skins and stuff like that. Don't judge me. But I guess battle passes to me are not too bad, but I don't do the whole loot box thing. I remember, I think Black Ops 4 had them, and I would not pay for them at all. With a battle pass, at least with most of them, you can get some free stuff, like with the Call of Duty battle pass, these free weapons. But I think they're trying to entice you to pay for it and play the game more, so you progress and do that. I understand why they're doing it, but I don't know. I don't really have that much of an opinion on it. I don't really buy the battle passes no more for Call of Duty because there's no point anymore. What about you, Dog?
Well, I was in that era of Call of Duty where they were selling battle passes, or not battle passes, loot boxes with guns in them.
Mm-hmm.
And the guns were completely better than the rest of the stuff in the game. I think I use like the analogy of 1 hour equals $1.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm spending like $30 on an item, I want 30 hours of fun in it.
Yeah.
And I don't think like loot boxes or battle passes do that.
I could understand that. Like, to me, the battle pass, I'm just gonna keep using Call of Duty as example. It does not keep me enticed to stay and play that game, because I'll be honest with you, most of the battle passes now, they kind of suck. They're terrible.
Yeah, most of the stuff I wouldn't even use.
That's true. And I do believe some of the, like, you can get some blueprints on the battle pass, but you have to pay for the battle pass to get some of these certain blueprints. So I guess, they might have strived away from the loot boxes, but in a way they're still putting guns behind a paid service / a battle pass.
It's not bad as it used to be. At least you can earn them for free now.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, doing go.
Going to the next part.
Hi. People are getting invested into a game to where it's almost a job. Some people are putting insane hours into a game. Some people put insane money into a game. 10K through 100K for some games. The gaming becoming more of a chore instead of being fun or entertaining. Or are you still able to have fun with modern games, even though they can be frustrating? What do y'all think?
I think if I'm putting that much in time in a game, I'm having fun with it. It's not a chore. I'm not gonna. Personally, I'm not gonna spend that much time in a game if I'm not having fun with it.
Well,
So, that's how I can tell if I actually like a game.
Mm-hmm.
If I have an insane amount of hours in a game, I like it. The problem I have with games is that a lot of games now, I think they're coming out, don't have the same playability that some of the older games did.
Mm-hmm.
I can't play them and I can get through the game. And once I'm through the game, it's nothing there that makes me want to keep going.
Yeah.
Like some old game. Like I'm telling you, like Ark, man. I've literally played over 200 hours in that game. Way more than that. I'm not gonna tell you exactly how many hours. But it was a game that I could do things in and keep it and kind of keep it fresh. Even though it's game. Or back in the day when I played World of Warcraft, I played World of Warcraft for like 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
because I enjoyed it. It was of course you had to grind in that game to the crafts and all that stuff in the grind, but it wasn't a chore. I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy it, it's not really a chore.
What about the people that are spending like 10K through 100K for stuff in the game in a game? What do you think about that?
I think they need to get out more. But hey, if they're a person who has the money,
Mm-hmm.
I you know me, I buy shit all the time that I haven't even opened yet. Like I said, I got an air fryer up there and I paid a few $100s for. It's still in the box, a printer. I've had the printer for over a year now. It's still upstairs in the box. I haven't hooked it up yet. So if you have the money, I can't really talk bad about the way people use their money. If that's what they want to do with their money, because this is what I do. I've spent money in games, and I say it this way: when I stay home, especially during COVID, I wasn't going out. So when I go out, I used to spend a lot of money going out, and I figured, I could spend some of that money in games, buying games and things like that, and I actually came out ahead. So I guess if you have it, it's not really that big of a deal. But if it's an issue where you buying things because it's an obsession,
Mm-hmm.
you probably need to get help. Maybe seek out. It can be like gambling.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get an addiction to it, but I think for the most part, it's fine.
What about you, dog? What do you think?
Well, I know some of the back end of War Thunder, and I know some people have spent like $20,000 on the game within a day. I think that's insane. And most of the time, those people don't have it, and they just want to do it to do it.
It's crazy. Like
Those are the people I say they need help. If I don't have money, I like having a roof over my head and food in my belly more. I'm a fat guy, definitely food in my belly over a cosmetic in a game. So
Yeah. I would say, like I said, I've paid $30 just for a couple skins and some V-Bucks in Fortnite. Mainly because he'll have Joker skin, Poison Ivy, and stuff like that. It was stupid, but I really wanted it. And I mean, I had the money, so I didn't just spend it and not have the money. And then I've paid $20 a piece for anime skins in Call of Duty. So I mean, I can't really talk much on someone spending stupid amount of money on games, but I'm not spending $10K through $100K on games and not having the money. And like, I would say with the chore part, Call of Duty has almost became like very frustrating, not fun to play, because with the skill-based matchmaking, it's just, you have to sweat to progress in the game, or have to sweat to actually do something. And once you start doing good, you get, boom, you're going down again. At least before, you could at least be with people with other skill ranks. You might still get destroyed by someone who's better than you, but at least you'll also be with people that are also not better, but they can also just still get better. But I mean, skill-based matchmaking is a whole nother topic. I hate it. It's stupid. But would you agree with that, dog? I know you're not would you say you're not a fan of the newer Call of Duties?
No, I'm not a fan of them, but I think I want to add something to this question too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, games right now are having like a lot of stuff to do in it. Like, let's just say you take a week off from a game, you've missed a lot of stuff. Like with Modern Warfare, for example, you miss parts of the battle pass, you miss like the store items, miss events that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to play other games, how do you keep on top of everything in the game you want to play?
That's true. Like, Fortnite, they've been having all the concerts. Like, they had Ariana Grande, they had Diplo at one point, they had Travis Scott, all these different events. And in Call of Duty, they're doing these different events. Like, they just did one for the new Call of Duty coming out. They did one for the Cold War one that came out, and like Halloween events. I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did a Christmas event and stuff like that, but they keep doing the events, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep track of it. What about you, Bubba? Do you have any games that do that?
Not recently, man. I've tried to get in some game and get addicted to them, but I don't have any games that I've played recently that just keep me going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Orcs Must Die 3 now, but I don't even know. I love that franchise, but I don't know after I get through the whole game if I'm gonna keep playing, because I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, games don't put as much effort in them to make sure you can keep things, or you don't I don't find myself putting the hours in games that I used to. I think most of the games that are out now, they're money grab. They throw them out real fast because the name or the title is known, and they know they can get a couple of bucks for it. So they throw a game together real fast, and that's it. It's not really a quality game. But like I said, I kind of blame the consumer,
Yeah.
because we keep supporting this. So
Mm-hmm.
if why would they start you know doing better if we support it?
Would Cyberpunk kind of be in that? I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
Cyberpunk was definitely in there. I mean, you pump up this game for like years and years, and it comes out and it's broken. Yeah, you pump out a game for years and years, it's broken. Like in Anthem with another game, it was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I was hyped when Anthem was coming out, and we got the game, and we were like, what is this shit? This is nothing. This is nothing to what you guys promised or said we were gonna have. So,
Yeah. What do you think about that, dog? What Bubba said?
Oh, games are just cash grabs now?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree with it on some games. Like, you have some hidden gems out there like Tarkov, which are trying to, be this massive game, but
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that new Tom Clancy game that's coming out, Defiant,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the beta tester, no alpha tested, and that game's trash. And it's
Yeah.
just a combination of all the Tom Clancy games into one.
Yeah. I I'm mainly gonna say Call of Duty, but I would say Call of Duty is almost. I don't know if I'd say. I don't know. Call of Duty. I mean, they put out Cold War. Most of their consumer does not like it, and their consumer, like slash gamers or whatever, have complained about multiple things, but Activision doesn't care. I watched a video. I think it was yesterday. It kind of goes with like the money grab idea. The CEO of Activision Blizzard has said, he doesn't. I don't quote me on this, but I believe he said pretty much he don't care about if we're having fun in the game as long as the game sells. And that sounds really bad to us, but still sounds really nice to the investors of that company. They could care less if we like the game, but as long as we buy it, which we will, we're suckers. We're gonna buy it, and that I guess that kind of goes along with the money grab thing. And for a company to actually fess up and just say, yeah, we could care less if you're having fun. It's just crazy. I mean, you would think a company like that, would care a little more about what the consumer wants, although they know we're still going to play it. Which that kind of goes on us in a way.
I think that's the problem. They don't care because they know we're going to play it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they came out with another Call of Duty and it's like, and they supposedly spend all this money to make it, and the people finally say, you know what, you guys are putting out more trash, we're not paying for it. The game after that would probably be a lot better. But we're gonna buy it, we're gonna keep playing it, and we're gonna bitch about it. We're gonna, oh, this sucks, but people are gonna still play it.
Yeah. That guy, I would say that's almost how Call of Duty is right now. I mean, we're not. I don't really play the game anymore. I play it here and now. I hate Cold War. Warzone is good to an extent. Modern Warfare, the game never works right half the time. I would love to play Modern Warfare, but I keep having to delete the game and re-download it with problems that have been in the game since day one of the game release. And they have yet to fix and don't care to fix, but yeah. We keep buying the games.
Yeah.
What do you? I guess our last thoughts on that question. Would you agree with that? Dog. It's kind of the consumer's fault in a way for continuing to buy these crap games.
I wouldn't say it's the consumer. I would say it's the probably vocal minority that just pays like $10,000 into the game that can support it.
So would you say, like, just an example, Nick Merch, Tim the Tapman, those people that will continue to buy stuff in the game?
No, because they probably get their money back from the creator code. It's like the hidden people who want everything in the game, like a completionist. They just buy everything.
I don't know if I agree with that, because people who do things like that are a minority in the game. Yeah, they're putting money into the game. That's still not where a company's making the gist of their money. They're still getting it from average consumer. So there are those guys who go overboard and buy all that stuff. But $10,000, you may have like less than 1% of people doing that, and games are making multiple millions of dollars. So that's a big difference.
I know. Again, Call of Duty as an example. They every once in a while will put out how much they made on microtransactions, and in a way I agree with Dog. There are people like that will buy every single thing in that store, and that's where with these newer Call of Duties, they're making their most money from these microtransactions. So like with the anime skins, which I would say just about everyone pays for those. I'll be honest with you, I do, because anime. Ooh, okay. But yeah, and it helps. Yeah. The normal everyday consumer and the big roller also. I guess I don't know. I guess it's both people. I don't know how to. That's
So
a hard.
it's kind of hard to say like Warzone, Cold War, and Modern Warfare because they're pretty much all the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I just said Call of Duty.
If we compare Warzone, like I know from War Thunder and World of Tanks and War Game and all that kind of stuff, like 0.5% of people is their main source of revenue, and those are the whales. Those are the people spending over 10K a month.
Yeah, games like I don't know. I don't understand how they do it, but that ain't no way I'm about to spend no 10K a month in a game. But yeah, dog, would you like to do the next question?
So this is a streaming question. So do you think variety streaming / YouTubing will ever make a comeback for opportunity of growth? Also, how do you deal with burnout, staying inside your niche for growth?
By the way, you're pretty much a full-time streamer. I'm a part-time streamer, so you do your thing right here.
I think with streaming, I think the people that've been around are usually your top streamer. I definitely believe there is there's definitely room for growth. But the problem is a lot of people get into streaming and they do the same thing that everyone else is doing. And you're trying to make your mark doing the same thing. I think if in streaming you have to have your own niche. You have to you have to come up with something creative to make people want to see. You have to give them something they're not going to get on any other channel. Like we have a friend that would come in and he complains about how he has no viewers and everything, but he plays Call of Duty every day, and he yelled at his customers, and he wondered why he's not growing. And and we tried to tell him, like, when you go to the Call of Duty list, it's right now, it's what is it, like the second or the third most popular game on Twitch. Everybody's doing it. So if you're at the bottom of a list, I know if I'm going to look at a Call of Duty stream, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes to get to the bottom of the list to find somebody,
Yeah.
or to see some guy who might be okay playing Call of Duty. You're going to go to somebody who's been around and done it for a while. That's why I tell people, if you come into streaming, you got to be coming in it not for money and for fame, but it has to be something you want to do. And if you get money and fame from doing it, that's just a bonus of doing something you like doing. I think it's hard to say I want to be a YouTuber or I want to be a Twitch person, and that could be my career. Just off rip, because first of all, you have to be discovered on these platforms. It's not easy. You have to find a tricky way to market yourself, or figure out a way to get people to see you, and then grow from there. You definitely have to do. I think people don't understand, but you have to do a lot of networking to become popular in on these platforms. You can't necessarily do it by yourself. And I hear people say that all the time, like, "Oh, you know what, Bub? I love to do that, but I want to do it on my own and grow." And I tell them, when they say things like that, you got to think about it as a bodybuilder or power lifter. When a guy's working out and he's the power lifter, he has a spotter. The spotter is not there to lift the weight for them. But when the power lifter is lifting weight, to make sure he doesn't lose any of his progress, that's what a spotter's for. They make sure that they're just there to make sure you don't lose of your progress when you're lifting the weight. And I think streaming is like that, and I think I've kind of tried to base my platform on that theory that if we can get a lot of people together and help each other grow, you know, as each streamer starts to get bigger and more noticed, the people that are growing with you, you can, bring your audience over them and vice versa. The, I guess what I'm saying is I see growth in it, but you have to be able to have some kind of originality in it and bring something new to the table now. You can't just be normal. You can't be like one of the fish in the sea. You
Yeah.
have to have some way to stand out. It can be your personality. If you have a great personality when you play a game, you have to do something every once in a while to get people to see that personality. And then, if you want to do the game, you'd have to go into it. But yeah, I do see growth, but it's not gonna be easy. It's just like anything else. It's not easy. From being an athlete in sports,
Hmm.
you can't wake up one morning and say, I'm gonna play pro football. Without doing your due and knowing that only a handful of people are actually going to be a pro football player. And it's like that in any of these what I call limelight professions.
I'll say, like, with me, as someone who I would you say I pretty much quit streaming in a way, like, as
You
yeah. And when I would say, like, when I quit streaming, I had me a decent little community. It wasn't no big community. It was still a smaller community, but I actually had a community. And I stopped streaming slowly. It started to die down, and I've noticed, the couple of times I've streamed, they're not there, but it's because they found other communities that are actually active and stuff like that. But I also learned, it right now Twitch, if you're doing just chatting or something like that, you cannot go low to high no more. Only high to low when you're searching for streams, which sucks. It really does, especially if you're trying to start off. I do think there's still no progress to maybe grow, but I don't think you're going to grow just from Twitch. You're gonna have to use YouTube, TikTok, the other social media to bring your community over. Because Twitch is not just a thing. You're going to make a community here. No, you need to, kind of like you said, market yourself, and build a community over other platforms and try to bring them to your other content. Okay, so say with the Cody cast, if I was to put clips on TikTok of this, and then when something funny happens or a good topic that gets some reaction, people ask me, hey, where did I find this? Oh, well, you can find it every Sunday, hopefully at 8 o'clock p.m. on my Twitch. Okay, they come to my Twitch. They're here. They get to see it. Okay, or a YouTube video. I put this on YouTube. People can watch it. They don't have to, watch it live. They can listen to it. They don't have to see it. They can be at work, working on the homework, listen to us, or stuff like that. But as in, I don't think, kind of hard to say. In a way, there's no growth if you just use Twitch, to me, at least. But there's growth if you use other platforms as well. TikTok, I would say, a very good one. And with being burnt out, I would say I got burnt out at a certain point, and that's when I quit streaming. But I was streaming every single day, Call of Duty. I got burnt out from the game. I got burnt out from streaming. I got to where I did not want to do it. Plus, I got a job. But it's very easy to get burnt out. People don't think it's easy. It doesn't matter if you're a small streamer, medium-sized streamer, or a big streamer. You can get burnt out real easy. And if you want to get noticed on Twitch, do something unique, something you enjoy for one. Don't just do something that you don't enjoy, because your viewers are going to be able to tell when you're enjoying it and when you're not. Again, like our good old buddy pal that we've told, I've gone into his streams and he's yelling and cussing at his viewers because they're not chatting in the chat. Okay, I'm coming in as a viewer. I don't want to see that or hear that or be told, hey, if you don't chat, I'm going to leave. No, you need to, embrace your community. If they don't want to chat, to keep doing your thing. It's hard, but, you can't lash out at the viewers for not chatting. Okay. There's growth. Just use other platforms. And not to get burnt out, try different things. Don't stream every day. Have a schedule that gives you breaks in between those streams. What about you, dog?
So I do the whole YouTubing part of it. It's really not much of a... It's similar to Twitch, but at the same time, that I can go look at stats, and I can see what's working, and I can see what's not. And I can have a video perform very poorly within like the first week, but then 2 years later it does insanely good. I think there's insane growth on YouTube just from whatever you find interesting, and if there's no one making content on it, easy money. You just have to have a good thumbnail and just get a basic community started.
What about the getting burnt out part?
That's kind of hard to say. It's because I've had days where I've had 300 or 400 comments, and those days feel good. But at the same time, I've had days where it's 2 or 3, and then I've had days where I've had none.
Yeah.
I mean, the community aspect of it kind of brings you around, but once you're kind of done with something, you just don't feel like doing it anymore. And I'm not really sure how you break that. It's because for YouTube, at least, if you do something else other than what your main topic you're trying to make videos on, no one watches it, and really you start to make your algorithm go down even worse.
Yeah.
I tell people they do the same thing on Twitch too. I tell people, when you're streaming just to be streaming, you kind of hurt yourself a little bit on Twitch. For instance, I know people who say, well, I'm scheduled to stream from 8 to midnight. That's actually my stream schedule. So I used to just sit there for 4 hours, even if nobody was in there, which is, kind of hurting your the algorithm in Twitch, because having people in there matters.
Yeah.
Twitch streamer. So that's what I do now. I'm still scheduled to stream from 8 to midnight, but I only plan on streaming for an hour. This is why I do that. I go in there and I stream, and if people are in there and participating, I add time. I continue. Say that hour's over, and if I have a room full of people and that are active and they're chatting, I'm going to keep going until the stream starts to die. If I can keep a stream going for 4 hours, I'll stream for the 4 hour time, because it's going to keep my numbers up, and it benefits me in the long run. But if not, I'm only going to do just that 1 hour. That's a lot of times. That's why you see me sometimes during the week. But I don't have people on with me. I'm there for an hour and then I'm done, because and I've noticed that my numbers in the last 6 months have almost tripled. I don't really have any more people coming to my stream, but my numbers have tripled after I started doing it.
Yeah, I'd say in a way, when I was trying to get my affiliate, I kind of did that in a way. I noticed that my peak viewers were between this time, and for me to get my affiliate in a way, I kept my stream a little short, and once I got my affiliate, I started streaming for 3 hours, but sometimes I stream for 1 hour, an hour and a half, or whatever. That's when my peak viewers are. Well, that's when they were. Okay, then I decided, I'm gonna try to stream a little bit more, and I would say my viewership went down a little bit when I streamed a little longer because kind of like you kind of had to stretch out what you do or whatever, and a little harder, and not everyone wanted to stay for that little bit. So at a certain point I was just keeping it to like an hour and a half as well. Okay, y'all ready for the next question?
Yeah.
What streamer gear or content creation gear changed the way you make content? I guess I'll go ahead and do my answer. I say my camera. It was a big thing for me. I'm sure, Bo, you remember when I didn't use my camera. I didn't show my face or nothing. No one knew. Everyone was like, Cody, you need to get a camera. I remember the first day I used my camera. People are, I'll say that's probably one of my most successful streams and viewer and people in chat and stuff like that. You know, people were excited that I actually had my camera on and stuff like that. What about you, Bubba?
You know, I was thinking about it. I don't know if I have any equipment that actually helped me out any. I have been upgraded. I did upgrade my mic for sound, but my sound wasn't awful. Most of my equipment, I don't know if it made my stream better, but it makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
So, because I've actually seen people with some popular streams, and they have like the trashiest setup. And I actually know somebody who has a few thousand people in their stream, and they do a lot of IRL stuff too. They still only use their phone. You know, so for Twitch, I know that you can have a really shitty stream, and but it all depends. If you have good personality and people enjoy you, and then you're entertaining, you can have like the worst equipment, but you know, having good equipment and you're still a shitty streamer, it's not going to help you in it.
Yeah.
I know he could probably speak for this better, but like in YouTube where you're making videos, your quality of your video actually kind of matters. So, but I guess in a way too, you don't want to have a stream that's too like fucked up on Twitch either, where you're dropping every few seconds, or you know, because you'll lose people quick. If you can't stand unless you're a really hot girl, they'll come back. But yeah, I don't know if I have any equipment. Like my stream deck, literally, I have two of them. I only have one of them hooked up, but that makes my life so much easier. To be able to just press a button and not having to find scenes. And my green screen, because people don't have to look at my damn dirty room. That's it. They don't have to look at my room anymore. So that works out for me.
I'll actually add some stuff to mine. Having 3 monitors now helps tremendously because I can focus, like if I'm playing a game, have my game right here, have my chat right here, and have my OBS opened up over here. I remember with my first setup, even with this setup when I started out, I had 1 monitor. And having to switch back and forth to see chat is so aggravating. But what I do know, if you're a streamer and you have that, you know, it's cool. I recommend using your phone. That's what I used to. I used to have my phone propped up over here. I would use my phone for my notifications and stuff like that. But go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say keep going. I agree with you. I started off with 3 monitors, but I still feel like I need more. I'm thinking about getting a 4th monitor. I have a tablet here sometimes that I use, but you know, I just feel, you know, just when you can look around and just see things without having to close and open things.
Oh yeah,
definitely beneficial. But like I said, I started with 3 monitors, so you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it with 1, Cody. That's rough.
Yeah, it was something else. And then again, my Stream Deck also, it helped me tremendously, made it easier. Aside from my camera, you know, before my camera, people. I think the camera is one reason it was very hard to get my affiliate, because with me it took longer than most people. Here's a good, I guess you can say, OG story. When I first started streaming, I had an Xbox, and then I had a MacBook Air, and then a real crappy Dell that I refurbished myself, and it was pretty bad. And then Dog had actually gave me a capture device, and so I tried making YouTube videos. I was real crap at it, which most people's first YouTube videos are kind of crap. But I also streamed, and when I streamed, I had Razer headphones, and the mic was absolute trash. But I'd play music off one of the laptops, and it would go through the mic on the headphones, so there'd be music in the background of the stream. And then I'd stream off of the Xbox, and I barely talked. That kind of goes back to the other question of community growth. I was terrible at talking. I hated talking to strangers. I hated talking to anyone. But I've grown tremendously and became more comfortable with talking online and stuff like that. But that's a different thing. But going from how I started the stream to what I have now is a tremendous step up. And I remember when my friends came over, and he was like, this was like a nerd paradise with my old stream setup. There were wires everywhere. Xbox, 2 laptops. I think I also had my phone, a tablet at one point, and then just a 55-inch real crappy TV in front of me, playing games off of it. Oh, Papa. We lost someone. Hopefully he'll be back in a minute. Oh, welcome back.
Comcast, man. Comcast.
Alright. Dog, what about you?
So back on that whole thing about audio, I think that's like the most important thing for Twitch and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Because streams before, you can hear like buzzing, or you can hear just like background noise. And that's like the biggest turnoff for going into a stream for me.
Yeah. That's understandable. I don't want to have to hear a fan in someone's background. Well, another example is my old Razer headphones. Dog, do you remember those? How bad they were? You could hear yourself from my microphone. Yeah, when I would be talking in Discord or whatever, people could hear themselves. And it was so bad. People would all get so annoyed. Like, Cody, fix your microphone, or fix your headphones, or do something. And yeah, that's understandable with audio. Anything else I can think of?
The biggest thing that I bought recently was the Wave XLR. And if you don't know what that is, it's a thing that's kind of like a Go XLR, if you know what that is. But
Yeah,
it's digital.
I've actually looked at it.
Yeah, I like this thing. I mean,
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. The only issue I have with it right now is it does not save your settings when you turn off your computer. So you have to make sure your volume's always right. But they're supposed to be fixing that.
So
I have a Go XR that I haven't hooked up yet. It's in my room in the box.
You know my birthday's in December, just saying. I'm joking, but yeah, I haven't really done nothing to help my audio. I got a free mic. I got a Blue Yeti I got for free. Pretty lit. But besides, before that, I was still going off my headphone mic. I was doing the headphone mic for my G Pro headphones. And so I haven't really tried much to help my audio. I think at a certain point I kind of stopped caring about how things were, which is probably not the best thing to do. But yeah.
As long as it's decent, it's alright.
Yeah. I don't think it's not bad, So it could always be better, could be worse. So yeah, eventually, like the only thing I have with this mic is the boom stand or whatever it's called is right in front of my monitor. So this monitor over here barely gets used, and it's so annoying. But yeah. Do either one of y'all have anything to add to that question?
So I think we all three have Stream Decks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how much do you actually use the thing versus like not actually using it and just opening stuff up normally?
You know what? When originally I bought the large Stream Deck, and then I was like, yo, man, this is too many buttons, man. I ain't got to use this. So I went and bought the middle Stream Deck. This one I have hooked up now. And I was gonna sell the large Stream Deck. And now that I'm starting to put more scenes in things and do more, I'm realizing I need the large Stream Deck. So I actually use it a lot for stream. Because I'm changing scenes, and I have like every night I have like almost a different theme. So I have a different scene for those, and the switch. I actually use it now. And then I have I'm going to start getting some more of the Elgato accessories to go with it. So everything would be able to, I'm be able to run my lights and everything. So I actually use my Stream Deck a lot more now, but I actually know how to use it. Even to like it's right there in my hand. So instead of pulling up things on my computer, I will map them to buttons now. So I can just press a button to open up apps. Or like somebody says, "Oh, check this out on YouTube." I want to open up YouTube instead of saying, "Oh, let me go open up a search browser, whatever." I use my Stream Deck for everything now, almost.
Yeah. I should be using it more, but I have everything set for Streamlabs OBS, and I'm using OBS, so I still have to put everything for OBS on here. But besides that, I use it for Discord. I use it for music. If I want to watch some Disney Plus, I got my Disney Plus. Or I want to go buy something on Amazon, got my Amazon. And I do have one button that dog helped me set up. Everything I need for my OBS streaming, I have to press it and everything just comes up automatically. I don't have to open everything up. So it is very helpful to have. I should use it more. I wish I had a bigger one because this thing is pretty much completely full. But yeah. What about you, dog?
The only two buttons I use on mine right now are to stop like music or a YouTube video, or to open everything up to make a video.
Which one?
I myself, like I have a Twitch button, like it opens up Twitch. I never use it.
Yeah. Which one do you have? That the small, medium, or large?
Have the medium.
Do you ever do any live streaming on YouTube, or the just video?
No, not just videos right now. Because if you do live streaming, it can mess up the algorithm. That's why a bunch of people have like different accounts for different things.
Yeah, I can see it being more useful for live streaming because you're always doing things while you're live streaming that you don't necessarily have to do when you create a video.
How's it going, Interterminal? Doing pretty good. We are talking about our Stream Decks and stuff like that right now.
Does Interterminal still have the cooties?
I guess so. So, is the 15 button one the medium one?
Yes.
Good God, I would not want to have the small one. There's no way.
I never thought about the small one, but I got the medium one, and I'm like, yeah, that's still a lot of button. But like I told you, now I have it on my what I call my OBS screen, and every button is used, and I have to go up, and I actually have to go into another folder to use all the buttons. If I had if I hook my big one up, I could just use one page, I didn't realize. Like I said, at first I was like, that's way too many buttons. I'm never going to use that. But once you start finding out what it can do and the uses for it, and you start getting familiar with setting it up,
yeah,
like I can set up a scene and put it on my Stream Deck in like 2 seconds. That's how long it takes to set up a signal on my screen deck. 2 seconds. So
I would say I'm starting to get a little back into streaming, so I'm gonna have to go back and see what all I've done on this and remember how to put stuff on this and find all the things I bought, because the stuff on my stream deck right now, I bought the logos because they're animated and all that, and I don't know what the crap I did with them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to work with that. But yeah, anything else to add to this question? Either one of y'all? What kind of what?
I said not really.
What kind of goals do you set for yourself while making content? If like sub goals, follower goals, personal goals, etc. Either one y'all can start first.
So I normally set the goal of I want to make the next video better than the last one. I never really take like comments to heart. Like I've had a dude, I think it's still in the like spam folder on YouTube. Let me go see if I can find it right quick. But he was like literally telling me to go die or something. And it's kind of funny, right? So like those kind of comments you just take and just kind of throw them away. But the constructive comments, like they're telling you like you need to fix this, or this would look cool. I mean, I like doing those, and I think like that's the best way to set goals, is to just do better than the last time you did. Not about numbers, not about followers, not about subs. Because once you do that, you start to see, well, this number is not going up anymore.
That's understandable. I say with like me, that I'm doing the streaming again. I'm a streamer now, but I had I use the Twitch creator dashboard. I have the sub points, viewers, and all that blocked out. The only thing I can see is the session and how many followers I have in my activity feed. I don't. If to me, seeing how many viewers we have, well, how many viewers I have, it makes me think, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? Because I don't have so many viewers. I have 1 or 2 people or 0 people watching me. Okay, I don't think you should focus on that. What I've done, I guess you can say that I've taken everything off of my scene for when I'm streaming. I don't have no notifications that come up. That one, I'm just lazy, to be quite honest. But I don't have no bar that shows, oh, this how many subs I have, this is that. It's only on my starting thing, I think my be right back, and my stream ending. But besides that, I don't care to see it. If someone subs to me, I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting. If you follow, I appreciate it. Welcome to the family. If you want to do bits, I appreciate it. I appreciate the gesture. But my goal right now is to try to do another episode every Sunday of these, and get a little bit more in tune with it, and hopefully be on time. Today has some issues at Kroger. Sorry, everyone. But, if things happen, and try to get back into the groove of being a streamer and not giving up, and work on making the content better and see what the viewers think of it. If good response to it, I might keep doing it, but also make sure I'm enjoying it also. What about you, Bubba?
goals. I don't have anything like sub goals or anything like that. I don't care about subs. I didn't really get into Twitch for a job or to make money. I don't even know why I started Twitch. I just got in there because I was bored, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just recently, I think within the last 3 months, literally started taking Twitch serious. I'm like, because I figured if I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna do this every day, which I've been doing, I might as well take it serious and see what I can make out of the channel. You know, more of a personal challenge to me than a job. So
Yeah.
I have started, trying to become a better streamer. But no, goal wise, just to see if I can get the channel to grow now. I enjoy mindless conversations with people I don't know. I enjoy meeting people. That's always been something I like doing in real life and on the internet. I don't know. I just want to have fun doing this. Okay. Recently, I was talking to a buddy of mine who streams, and for the longest time, he always yelled at me, dude. Why don't you take donations? I'm like, dude, I don't need donations. He's like, that's not the point. So I
Mhm.
started. I'm a real streamer now. I got all my social media set up so people can follow me and do things on social media. I got I got a Cash App. I still don't know if it's set up right. That's still like crazy. And so I got everything set up like a regular streamer, but I just want to see if I can get the channel to grow more than anything.
Yeah.
My only goal.
Ooh, sorry. Um, I guess. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I guess I kind of told my goal to do this every Sunday, hopefully, and be on time. Um, I don't know. Dog, do you have any goals for you? Whatever.
Well, man, my goal is still just, like whenever I make a video, I know what I have to do to make the video.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I can't do something, like let's just say I need to get this video out in like an hour, so I can't make it like 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, I have to cut corners there. So every time I want to figure out a way to make cutting the corners not possible. So, making like Stream Deck keybinds, all that kind of stuff, making it faster. And that's my goal, is just to, keep on making it faster, keep on trying to get it to go quicker, uploads, downloads, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's a pretty good goal. By the way, Bubba,
but for like numbers, like once you start worrying about numbers, like I'm in a content creator group, all they do is worry about numbers, and each one of them is insane. Like they go insane about it.
Yeah, I don't really care about the numbers. Like I said, I have Minecraft blocked out because worrying about the numbers is just going to make it go insane. By the way, Bubba, Interterminal said, to answer Bubba, I'm no longer testing positive, but I took another week off. Wasn't eating, lost 16 pounds 2 weeks. I'm planning to try to go back to work tomorrow. See how it goes. In Terminal, I hope you feel better. I'm guessing you tested positive for COVID. Hope everything's good. And yeah. In Terminal, or anyone in the chat, do y'all have any questions for us? Anything you would like for us to answer? Or anything? Bubba, I want to go ahead and say thank you for being on the Cody cast. Do y'all have anything else to say? Or anything y'all want to, maybe chat about for a minute? Just a last couple of minute banter, I guess you can say.
So you're going to plan on putting all this kind of stuff on YouTube, Cody?
Yes, hopefully.
I know they need to tell everybody out there to follow me, and even if they don't want to follow me.
Everyone, you can find Bubba on twitch.tv/SirBubba. Oh God, I went to your channel and it was hosting my channel, and then it was just all the way up the volume. I'm like, oh God, I hear myself.
I can unhost if you want.
No, that's fine.
I can take you off the host list.
This is Bubba's Twitch, and let me get you.
You know, you never on. I never get the host who's always somebody else. It's usually OBS. He's all the time.
Yeah. Well, I guess I found one everyone not streaming. And then this is Dog's YouTube. If y'all would go show some support to both of them. I've learned the starting of getting into streaming myself before. Well, that's great. Thank y'all for joining us on the Cody Cast. Next week, it will hopefully be better. I will put some stuff on Twitter and then Discord of whoever is going to be on here and what the topic will be about. I'll do a little bit better communication with that and let y'all know if there's going to be an odd timing, but we should be back next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, I hope y'all have a good day. Is there anyone streaming right now? Twinkie. Everyone stay in here right quick. We are going to raid Toasted Twinkie.
You raid Twinkie, I'm out.
But yeah. Okay. Everyone have a good night. Like I said, we'll be back here next Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, PM. Thank you, Dog. Thank you, SirBubba. Their links are in the chat. Go hit them up with a follow and a sub on YouTube. Y'all have a good night.